If anything, it's like you just need... Well, you need something to render and upload. Yeah. It's a render and upload.
That's all I need.
Render and upload.
A little small thing that I can just slap a USB drive, slap it back onto that, and we're done.
I mean, you can buy like a $300 Chromebook, really, but I don't know how slow or
It'll
how
fucking
rough.
die in like 3 days. 3 uploads, it dies.
I mean, we can always look. Hey, we could have got a Best Buy.
Welcome, internet friends. And now you know what we need for our videos.
Yes.
Welcome to the Nicolas Cage podcast.
Hey.
I'm Bob.
I'm Nicolas Cage.
The Ed Boy.
I thought you were John Travolta. When
I
you're
wish,
John
dude.
Travolta.
John Travolta.
I thought
I'll
it
be
was Nicolas Cage.
I'll be Nicolas Cage.
From John Travolta.
We should have pictures of the Halloween. No, that wedding.
Which wedding?
Paul's wedding.
Where I had...
Wait, when you look like fucking John Travolta from Pulp Fiction? Yeah.
I think there's a picture out there. Either one of you guys took it or Paul took it.
Don't we have like those little like Polaroid ones?
I have that.
But I thought we took a picture of him.
Did we?
Yeah,
I think so. I had like the coat in my hand.
I think that was you.
I can look.
Well, if you have it, send it to me. I'll put it in there.
Will do.
But what are we talking about today?
Welcome to episode 12, I think.
We have
numbers now?
I think so.
No, I've never numbered them.
Well, I number them on the thumbnail, so I think we're on 12.
I don't even number them when I upload them. Or just write what it's about. I'm like,
We've done this for 12 weeks already. Isn't that crazy?
That's like a year.
3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild.
Wow.
Horrible.
Only 40 more weeks for a year.
Hell yeah. So, today, I guess we're going to talk about...
The best movie of the year.
Movies.
Best movies of
Best
the year.
movies. Movies?
Yeah, I have a spoiler. I saw a movie that was God tier this year.
Bullshit.
I did.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to start with it.
Well, we'll start with the one we saw together.
Okay.
And then we can move on to the God tier movie.
Which one's the God tier again?
Godzilla versus the monkey.
What a letdown that I saw coming.
So we're gonna start out strong. Let's go.
I had no expectations, and it still let me down.
No, I had expectations that were gonna be like, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be, like 50-50. You'll see both the monsters just whacking each other, and
Yeah.
I thought you would actually see more of like, because you saw them. I guess they're Americans. Well, whoever is dealing with the monkey, driving around like 80% of the movie.
They sounded American.
There's no Japanese people in that movie. Like
there was one guy
trying to deal with.
He didn't say anything though. He just died.
He spoke a couple times, and then his brain got freaking mind fucked by Ghidorah, and that was it.
And his brain melted. Yeah.
Yeah, his brain melted.
He did what's it called, Soul Fusion with Ghidorah.
Soul Bond.
Soul Bond.
And then they I don't know. It was just so quick too. It was like the big fight between them two, between the two main characters, I guess, if you want to consider that they are. But then it's like, okay, one, the other one, the other. Cool. And then there's like, spoiler. We're going to be talking tons of spoilers. The metal Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla
comes out of nowhere, starts the fight, and then dies within like 5 minutes of the movie. And you're like, what?
That did make me a little sad.
But Godzilla did win, dude. He won 2 rounds out of the 3. Mm-hmm. Godzilla won.
Yep. And the only reason King Kong won the one is because,
he cheated.
Monkey Man with the...
used using
Godzilla axe.
Cheated, dude. He only won because the humans helped him. Oh, here you go, buddy.
They shot missiles at Godzilla. The infinite supply of missiles those little pods had. Everywhere.
It's ridiculous.
Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie
every
and
action
explosions.
Movie. It's like we were watching Avatar.
No, it's not even close. It's like watching Michael Bay.
I don't know. I feel like Avatar's kind of in that ballpark.
It could be.
Like the blue people in Avatar.
No, I know what you mean.
Because it's also
hated that film.
It's also missiles up the wazoo. Yeah.
Hated that film too.
So if this was Transformers, because you have the funny black guy that was like the conspiracy guy, helping the teenagers, I guess. break into a
I forgot about that.
facility.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't remember.
I forgot the whole like side story.
I don't remember anything between that guy, the engineer, and the kids. I don't know why they broke in. I don't remember who the kids are.
Oh, it was like because Godzilla attacked this random town.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, Godzilla is dangerous. We have to get rid of him." And the kids are like, "No, he's being controlled." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the black guy was like, "Yeah, there's this company and
Technically,
weird
Godzilla
shit."
never was controlled.
No.
He was
No.
just doing.
No.
He was just fighting the other titans.
Yeah, he was trying to. Cause
Whip
that
his
company
dick
was
out he wants,
yeah,
yeah, everyone with it.
that company was doing weird shit, and they're like, "Nah, I don't like this." Blah.
Yeah, that's
And
all
then-
the whole thing
And then
was.
the humans were like, "No, fuck Godzilla. We're gonna bring King Kong to fight him." What?
But you're like, why?
Made no goddamn sense.
I don't know.
This was a King Kong movie.
This was a King
Most
Kong
of the movie was just King Kong. Like, oh, look at
What
this
was the
poor
name of the
monkey.
So the name of the movie was Godzilla versus King Kong,
Bullshit.
not King Kong versus Godzilla. You don't put the main name on the fucking thing and never show him.
Yeah.
It's like Jaws, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they tried to do. They're like, we'll show you the monkey, but you know, every time Godzilla, you're like, ah, here he comes. There he
I
goes.
think the naming is more of a problem of copy and paste, because the original film is called Godzilla versus Kong. So
It also doesn't sound as good going the other way.
yeah, that's why I said it's more of a
But
copy and paste
even
kind
the
of thing.
poster, you see fucking Godzilla in the forefront, Godzilla,
Kong
King
in the
Kong
back.
in the background. You're like,
I think that is what disappointed me the most. I don't know. I'm obviously more of a Godzilla fan more than King
I don't
Kong.
think anyone's a King Kong fan.
No,
How is King Kong almost the same size as Godzilla though?
he got bigger.
What?
If I know.
Nigga, fucking steroids.
It's like, did you watch Rampage?
Yes.
It's like that where they gave him steroids and he just kept growing bigger and bigger and they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, he just got bigger.
Yeah, that's what happened within like 300 years.
Did it come from a meteorite?
I don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I don't remember Rampage. I remember in
That
the
movie
run up
was
to this
shitty.
movie, I think they mentioned just like how King Kong in Skull Island was like a younger version of himself, so he hadn't grown to full size yet.
Shut the fuck up.
I guess
Supposedly.
technically, but still, it's only been like what, 30, 50 years.
So Kong is in the 70s.
Yeah,
So I don't know, 40 years. Yeah.
yeah, because
From
I'm pretty
when
sure
that
that
movie
movie
is.
technically
Like-
takes place now.
So like 50
If we had-
years. Yeah, whatever. It's bullshit. And then they're like, yeah, it's a hollow Earth. I'm gonna blast a
Oh.
hole through the Earth.
I totally
And
forgot
then
about that.
This is King Kong's home. And then we're not gonna seal this hole in the Earth.
Well, I don't even think they
Yeah.
blasted a hole in the earth. I
There
think
was a
that-
hole.
There was like there's like a teleporter or something. that
Yeah,
was
and then
down
Godzilla
there,
just
which I still don't
blasted it.
understand. Well, no, he
No,
blasted
no, he
another
blasted
hole.
another hole.
Oh, that's a different
No,
hole.
no, because in the
He just went
Antarctica
to
there was
China.
a portal.
Yeah, there's a portal in
Oh.
Antarctica, and in China he just said, "Fuck this! I know where you are.
Yeah,
I'll be there in 5 minutes."
fucking Lord of the Rings. I see you.
Yeah.
So from it made no goddamn
And of
sense.
course, where he was and Kong was right underneath each other. It was crazy.
So if we dig a hole, we do get to China.
Yep. First we get to
Sure.
center the Earth, and
Yep,
then we get
to
China.
Hollow Earth first.
I was expecting The Rock to show up in this movie. He didn't.
I agree with that because, man, that was another weird thing. It's like, why the Hollow Earth thing? Why?
They had to power up King Kong so he could fight Godzilla because
You
they
just make him.
knew it wasn't a fair
You just
fight.
make him like a robotic hammer or something, or some stupid bullshit like that.
Yeah.
We have Mecha Godzilla that's just like, get off my screen, and then he instantly dies anyway, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes and he just instantly dies.
He's like, he beats up Godzilla, and then he throws one punch at Kong, and then he blows up, and you're like, directing at its finest.
Hong Kong is destroyed.
Well, yeah.
No, there's a few buildings that might have not got evaporated with the spray of doom.
All of the population in Hong Kong died.
Ooh-wee.
And they defib King Kong.
They did.
Oh
They
my
defib
God.
King Kong.
That part wasn't too bad.
So
The
he
only
died.
part that made no sense was the part where the guy hit the button, and then you gotta think. So he put it on his chest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had to get from the ship down King Kong,
Yeah.
which is God knows how many
And
stories,
then run like
and
3
then run
miles.
like 4 blocks, and then it blows up. How long was that there for? Like
hold up.
40 minutes before he pimped him?
Let me time it for 40 minutes while I run out of here.
When Godzilla and Mechagodzilla fight for the next 40 minutes, King Kong will be dead on the floor. He got cold by the time he got electrocuted.
But why would you build
Action
something
movie
with
logic.
a self-destruct button?
Everyone built something with a self-destruct button.
Yeah.
This is action movie 101.
Yeah, look at this.
Where's the self-destruct button?
He just blows up.
It's the button he hits when he goes to render. That's the self-destruct button.
That's what happens to my laptop. I hit render. It's like, I'm like, oh shit.
It's about to overload.
I got 1 hour anymore. It blows
Dude, it
up.
melts. His desk has like burn marks.
But everything's built with a self-destruct button. There always has to be a self-destruct button.
Fucking dumb.
It's just action movie 101, dude.
I like how the self-destruct button, though, when it blew up, it didn't blow up in fire, it blew up in electric.
He did. Yep.
It's like the grenades. Instead of them shooting shrapnel, it shoots a fireball that follows someone.
I don't even know if they explained it, how it was like, oh yeah, if we press this button, it's gonna defib him or something.
I think they try to, but at that point, everything
like,
got
what the
tuned
fuck?
out. Because I think they said, because I don't know what runs, because it never really fully explains what runs the ship.
Yeah.
But it does anti-gravity funness. Because
There's some magic.
Yeah.
There's some center Earth magic, basically.
Hollow Earth magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's weird to me about this film? It's like
Everything?
No, there's a lot of things, but like continuity wise, right? So you take Godzilla King of Monsters, right? That just happened.
Okay.
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, sure, there's some big bases, but there's nothing like insane, right? It's still palatably normal.
Yeah.
Right,
Sure.
as far as technology is concerned, except for maybe like the whale sound box thing that they have in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But then you get this movie, which takes place a year or so after that.
We got fucking
flying.
There's flying anti-grav ships, and the fucking facility King Kong is at with the super hologram that he throws things at.
Oh,
and then you have a Mecha Godzilla.
And you have the Tunnel of Doom, that fucking...
Oh yeah, the Hyperloop, the Hyperloop tunnel.
From Florida to Hong Kong.
Yeah, and then you have the
seconds.
giant pyramid in Hong Kong. It's like
center of the earth.
it makes these leaps and bounds. They're just like, whoa, man.
Maybe it's a couple of years. Maybe this is takes place in the 2050s.
Bullshit.
Because
then Millie, whatever the Stranger Things girl would have been like 40.
No, I don't think that. I don't think. Yeah, she's in the one before this.
Oh yeah, she
was the main character of the one before.
Yeah.
Never
mind. Well, maybe she went forward in time, but then since it's the future, she got younger.
Shit, Botox.
She was actually
it's just funky because the original Godzilla, right, the 2014 one.
Yeah.
They made it feel as if that's when it takes place.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing really crazy.
No.
Like actually, when you think of 24, it's very grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you don't really see Godzilla till the end, but I mean that was a choice, right? But it was
a choice.
Yeah, but it's very grounded in its film.
Yeah.
Kong Skull Island, I mean, even for taking place in the 70s, it's still kind of grounded in itself.
Yeah.
So you see those two, and you're like, okay. King of the Monster starts to take those leaps, right? It starts to go there, but you're still like, this is still within
it makes sense.
Parameters of believability. Dude. Then this movie's just like, let's go!
What baffled me is that there's this little girl, and then she sign language to King Kong.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker was like, oh yeah, I can totally fucking see you and understand your hand sign.
It's like what you were saying. It's like looking at an ant and it moving its appendages, and you're like, but it's like looking at an ant standing up. You're not like looking down at it.
While it's doing this.
Right, you're like millions of miles in its eyes, and you're like,
oh yeah, she's saying home. Yeah,
he's got supervision, dude.
Home.
Fucking zoom in. Oh, do King Kong remind of you of E.T.?
Home.
But I love the part where she's like, there might be family down there. He's like, I can bang. Fuck yeah. And then he fell down the black hole of doom and then didn't die because,
Monkey.
Oh, yes. Monkey.
Because I'm like, okay, the black hole thing makes sense. Maybe it slows you down. But then it shoots you out. And he was still like thousands of miles in the air. Like, oh, shit.
There was all the bullshit. It was when they're fighting on the ships. And then they would jump on these ships. And the ship was just like, yeah, I can hold two monsters and not break.
I do want to know what the logic to that is. It's like, because he was strapped to that one, basically an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, he was strapped to an aircraft carrier.
And then he jumps onto a small warship. Doesn't blow up.
It kind of does.
It like crushes.
Yeah.
But doesn't sink. And then he jumps onto the other airplane carrier.
Yeah.
And then they fight on it. Two monsters.
But then again, remember, this is within the same movie that has anti-grav ships and fucking the other Why can't they make a better battleship?
But there's the anti-grav ship that's like futuristic.
Yeah.
And then you have old battleships.
What if it's like a sleeper PC? Have you ever seen those where it looks like an old ass PC, but you open it up and it's like super new?
The old ass Chinese boat that showed up for 3 seconds survived Godzilla.
it just got pushed aside, dude.
It's like getting hit by a tsunami, and it's like, it's fine. We do this all day long.
It's like Perfect Storm, dude. That boat survived, right?
Technically, yeah. But my favorite part was, Godzilla or King Kong got his ass kicked.
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, I'm just going to lay in the boat. And they're like, well, if we move the ship now, Godzilla would chase us. How do we move him? We fly him. I was like, no. And then, how many helicopters?
There was like 20 helicopters just
Dude, how did they, like...
And Godzilla didn't be like...
I'm gonna shoot him right now.
I'm just gonna laser beam that.
Yeah. How did they, like, make him fall asleep? There's this giant syringe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like the vaccine. It's just really big.
It's a giant mask.
There's like 20 people, and they just push the fucking nozzle.
It's like the Peter Jackson King Kong where they just throw shit tons of chloroform at it until it knocks out.
Oh fuck!
I also thought was funny was when they chained King Kong to the ship.
Yeah.
Imagine having that chained to your ship and it moved. Like if it did this, the boat's gonna flip.
Yeah.
There's like millions of people dead because he did this.
It's a really deep boat.
Oh.
How deep would it? Wait, it's on wheels in the ground.
No, it's got one of those like one of those fins. Have you seen? I can't.
Yeah, they're like long as shit.
The long like fin with the buoy at the bottom or whatever.
The buoy would have to be the same size as Kong is.
Like you see those on what, like wind sailors or like the windsurfers.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, this movie was garbage. The fight scenes were cool.
I like the fight scenes.
The fights were cool.
Yeah.
The faces were pretty good. The CG wasn't bad. I did like how Godzilla looked in this. Mm-hmm. Kong just looked old monkey.
Yeah.
You really can't do much about that.
But I feel like I like how they designed Godzilla for this full like set of movies.
Yeah.
I do like I like how they make it still kind of makes it look like the rubber suit in a weird way.
Yes.
Like it's still like the way he moves still feels very rubber suity.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that in how they designed him from the 2014 one up until now. And the CG is really good on skin and everything.
Way better for $180 million. But look God tier.
I
mean, you say that, but there's other movies with that price budget that still don't look that way.
Tell me two of them.
Right now, Godzilla and Godzilla, both of them.
Shit.
I mean, 180 million is not really like
nowadays
it's not insane for a blockbuster anymore.
Well, you gotta
That's
think
standard.
About it. So this film, you had how many famous actors?
One.
That's what I would argue.
One famous actor. Well, maybe
maybe
two.
Who?
Oh,
I mean, there's a little bit, but.
Who's the money going into in this film besides the CG artists?
The Stranger Things girl.
Yes.
I mean, you have Millie Bobby Brown.
And then her dad.
Yeah, her dad, Kyle
I
Chandler.
don't know if he was only in it for like 20 seconds.
I know. He's only.
It was like,
who knows, right?
Hi.
I mean, there's a minimum for actors anyway.
Yeah. And then the
Alexander Skarsgård is a big actor.
Yeah.
He's okay.
I mean, but he's still.
Well, yeah.
But I do wonder. I wonder if they're almost getting minimum for their screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Dude, the bad guy, the
Mexican
one, Mexican guy had more screen time than all of them.
Yeah.
The freaking engineer had more screen time than all of them.
The engineer?
The black
guy.
Ah, you're right. I don't know who he was. He was kind of funny.
Yeah, the one kid from Deadpool.
Well, that's where all the money went to. Yeah,
He's
worth a lot of money.
I guess.
He had a lot of lines. I don't know. I feel like everyone in this film probably got paid not great because fuck man, I'm pretty sure if you followed screen time through the whole thing, there's probably like 2 guys that were on there for more than like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost like, I mean, it's like they tried, right? Because I remember the problem with the King of Monsters, right, is the people sucked.
Yeah.
Well, that's the truth with all of these, right?
Yeah.
The people just suck. And there was so much people when, there could have been more niche, right?
Yeah.
I wanted more fights. I wanted a round 4.
It's because you come into this movie, and I feel like there's less people. Well, there's less of everything.
There's just less. It's just
And
nothing.
it's just like, why?
The problem is there's like 5 storylines going on. So you have the teenagers.
Yeah.
You
With
have
that conspiracy theory guy.
you have
Yeah.
Kong and
Yeah.
Godzilla. You have Kong's own storyline.
Yeah.
You have the bad guys,
Yeah.
and then you have the good guys, the Kong followers.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's 5 stories. You'll have 1 minute here, 1 minute
Yeah.
here. Big fight scene. 1 minute here, 1 minute here. You're like, either just give me 1 storyline or 2
Yeah.
and a shit ton of fight scenes. Don't give me 15 storylines and 15 fight scenes that are just like segmented for like a second apiece.
I give it a 4. 4 out of 10.
Wow, you gave it lower than I thought. I think it's just
Yes.
5.
Yeah, I
think
would
it's
say
just a
like
5.
a 5. Like
It's
I said,
better
I
than
mean,
some,
it's
worse
like
than
the
others.
spectacle of it isn't bad. Like it's what I would expect,
Yeah.
right? It's just all the coding around it that's not.
The Godzilla
Great.
anime was
Like
way
the-
better.
Whoa. Oh, I don't know,
It's
man.
close. It's a hard argument, but it's close.
I don't know, man. Which one?
The ones that came
The
out.
one-
on
the
No.
3-part
Wait.
movie
I don't know,
series.
but which of the 3 parts?
Okay, on that one, the first one's really good.
First one's good.
The first one's good.
I like the
Take out the
third
real
one
one.
and then the second one.
I hate the third
Oh,
one.
the third one's so
The
bad.
third one did my boy Ghidorah so wrong. The third one's straight garbage.
They're all
It's the
right.
worst one. The worst
But I'm
one.
saying the first one out of those 3 is the best one.
Yes,
out of the
yeah.
yes. I didn't argue that.
The first one you get like the story arc. You get 1 story arc.
Yeah.
And Godzilla wrecking mayhem.
Yeah.
And then that's all you need. Look at that. See? That's
Yeah.
good. And then you add more story arcs to a Godzilla. You don't need. You just want to watch one guy go through this whole shit that's going to kill you. And then it kills you. That's what you want to watch. I want to see Godzilla kill 3 billion people with 1 laser beam of radiation.
You say
I mean, that's normal Godzilla stuff, though.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
Godzilla 2000 better than this one?
No.
Like Zilla? No.
Yes. There's no way Zilla's better than this. Zilla's so bad.
Zilla's horrible.
Godzilla's the one that came out in 2000.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one where it has the dude from something Bueller, Days Off or whatever.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick.
That
Yeah.
guy.
Zilla. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
movie
Because you
Zilla.
say you say Godzilla 2000, and there's a Japanese movie with the same name.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the American one.
And
The
that
one that
one's,
came out in
Yeah, and that one's okay. I mean, it's a Toho movie. I mean, it's not.
It's
It's
rough.
not. It's not great.
Suit.
Yeah, it's not great.
But still better than Zilla.
Yeah, but it's still better than Zilla.
Zilla's like a 2 to a 1 on like a movie scale.
Damn.
Period.
They did my boy so badly with the just the design, just his
They
design.
did,
I'm
they
like,
did.
it's like you wanted to make a T-Rex from Jurassic Park,
Yep.
but you also wanted to call him Godzilla. So you try to do this thing,
and you get a Reptar.
Not even Reptar's a better Godzilla than
Yeah, you're
Zilla
right.
is.
You're right.
But going back to the movie a little bit. So the movie you said was, well, how much did it cost? Like
$180 million.
180
Yeah.
million. So the movie made within the first 3 days
$200 million.
121 million.
Oh shit!
First 3 days.
Uh-huh.
That's not in the U.S. I'm pretty sure. No, that's only international.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's doing pretty well domestically as well.
Yeah.
So-
But
I
I'm
think
pretty
yesterday
sure.
was at 200 million.
Yeah, probably.
So they made their money. They made their money
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, easily. But the issue is, it's like the only B-rated movie out there that's like starring right now.
Fuck.
It's a question of just like scarcity, right?
Yeah.
It's the first like tentpole blockbuster supposedly
Yeah.
to like
Tentpole
come out.
B-movie.
Which I mean, I obviously a movie like this does benefit from the spectacle of the theater
Oh, yeah.
to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Which probably might change the mind of the person watching it for the first time in that environment.
Probably.
Because you're overwhelmed just by the bigness. Especially after not going through it for so long.
They should have hyped it up like one of those like UFC matches.
Like grudge match.
Yeah.
But like that's I think that's an issue when you obviously when we watch it now in a smaller screen, you're able to pick out everything, right? Because
Yeah.
you lose that part of it. which I mean is good or bad depending how
my
you
issue
want
is
to
I feel
look
like
at it.
if I watched it in a bigger
Yeah.
screen, I'd give it a 6.
Yeah,
because I think the fight scenes would be great.
Yeah.
But the story itself, you'd be in the theater like,
My brain
why are
dead.
there humans on the screen? Like,
No, I'm not saying it makes it like infinitely better, right?
No, yeah.
I'm just saying it's like it just puts it in especially when there nothing like that has come out for a long time.
Yeah.
And then you just have this thing. It does like change perspectives on it a little bit, especially if that's the only thing you can go to. You have people that are recently vaccinated and stuff like that. They can actually go see a movie, and that's the only one that's out,
yeah.
right?
But
And it's not like horrible.
I think almost
Decent.
like between 2020 and 2021, like the void of movies.
Yeah.
Like even I think they should just all be wiped off the planet of the earth. Like I don't think there should be like was it the Oscars or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, just none of that. Throw them under the covers because it's like, oh man, look, the one Oscar bait movie that they put out
Yeah.
won the Oscar. Who would have thought?
No,
You're telling
obviously.
me Sonic didn't win it?
Dude, Sonic was way better movie than that one.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think Sonic's
same.
like a 7, maybe an 8.
Solid.
Just for what it is. But I was pretty tilted by
No,
the movie.
I didn't think it was going to be great.
So you watch it if you can turn off your brain for 2 hours. Is that how long it was?
Yeah, it's a little less
Probably.
than 2 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know I turned off my brain and I saw big things. I'm like, oh, and then I turn off my brain. And
Oh, flashing lights.
oh, laser beam. Oh, fists. I also thought the part where they went to the middle of the earth and the Godzillas and the King
you're trying to be like
Kongs.
this, like
yeah.
story behind it or
When,
whatever.
when you got the power up, they actually put it in and made like a circle with Godzilla's face. You're like, why? Why did they carve in Godzilla around their chair? It made no sense to me.
I don't know. It's maybe it's like the people here that have the big busts of like a moose in their house. Maybe it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, but they have like a fancy drawing. It's like being a Jew and having Hitler carpet around your thing, being like, I'll kill this guy one day, but he'll be surrounded by me.
I mean, I don't know if it's like that or if it's like the cannibal tribe that has all the skulls of their enemies around it, because that's a thing that does happen.
Well, yeah, but it was just carved. Like I could see if it was like a skull or
Yeah.
like a mounting, like to scare off enemies. No, it was like, this powers you up. The enemy powers you up. Look at him.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make sense.
I'm almost more curious on how they got that one like scale, Godzilla scale. And like, yeah, let's put it in a stick.
Well,
They're
remember,
monkeys, dude.
They use weapons.
monkey brain, dude.
If Godzilla powers up, then your axe powers up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Is it the...
I don't know if
question
it's
is-
Godzilla powering up. I don't know if that's just a problem of editing because the way they made it seem, or is it just the energy of the Hollow Earth that powers up the thing?
Well, I think it was every time he powered up. I don't know if he got the power from the Hollow Earth or
Yeah.
from there, but it went. That's why I was like, does it have to be certain Godzilla?
Yeah. It's really weird because these movies do funky world building that they don't really touch upon, like at all, and they've done it since the original, right?
Yeah.
Well, the original is not as bad. I mean, they do show like the cave paintings and stuff like that at the
Yeah.
end and stuff like that. But then starting into Kong, and you started like, yeah, there's like a civilization of people that knew these, and I think King of the Monsters makes it a little bit worse, where Godzilla's chilling in some Godzilla temple under the ground, like in the water, and there's this crazy civilization that was down there.
Well, that's how like even the anime was with the Mothra people and stuff.
Well, I mean
Like,
that's how the Toho series has always kind of been.
Yeah.
Though I mean that's the problem of it. It's like you think of Toho, and Toho Godzilla is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you put it aside in your head because it's people in rubber suits that are just beating the snot out of each other, right? I mean, you don't think about it that much. I mean, it doesn't make those movies any better because I would argue some of the ones that don't even touch stuff like that are the better Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of like a staple of what it is. It's just not great overall. It's just fun to watch sometimes.
I agree with that. I said I normally like Godzilla movies, like the old ones, just because you're sitting there to watch the dumb suits, and they're normally an hour. Like they're not a full length movie.
Yeah.
So you're like that's what makes like a good Godzilla back then was just the dumb hour of fighting.
And even
it's
then,
Power
it's
Rangers.
like I guess our modern equivalent of a good Godzilla movie is more of a social commentary than a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, like Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
Godzilla.
yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's different. It's funny too because they try to make King of the Monsters kind of socially commentary-ish, and it just turned out garbage. But
it went over my head if they did because I didn't get it.
yeah, well, it's general. Humans are a virus and we kill the planet, and the monsters are coming to fuck everybody up.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, standard stuff.
What other Godzilla movie did you watch?
So we're off of this topic, I guess. Anything else you got to say about this?
No,
this movie?
I'm done.
So I know you've seen this movie. You haven't seen it yet. So I watched the Snyder Cut finally.
You see the Snyder Cut?
Half of it.
Oh shit!
I guess yeah.
It's like half of it, like
you watched it in
interspersed.
pieces.
Yeah.
So
you watched the added.
I had to watch the added parts. That's it. That's all I needed.
That's all you need.
I did watch Snyder Cut. It took me 3 watches to complete.
Like
so
3 days.
So I watched an hour of it, and then I watched at lunch for an hour, and then I finished it at home.
Okay.
So it took me 2 days, but 3 watch times. So I will say I haven't watched the original one, just the Snyder Cut. I did like Flash. Thought he was a great character, pretty funny. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. Like Cyborg, like that's what his backstory was.
Yeah.
It's a little dark, depressing. And you're like, he's cool.
Like
I
the
guess.
original, he had no backstory.
Oh, the original movie, yeah, he had nothing.
Like, he's Cyborg, cool.
That might have been better. It would have cut an hour off the movie.
Easily.
Because
also, Flash didn't have a backstory either. He was just like, "Hey, here's Flash."
Yeah, that's fine too. Well, what was his backstory? His backstory was his father. He ran fast to save the chick. He got recruited. His father.
Pretty much.
That's what his whole backstory was.
Before that, it was just he has powers.
Yeah.
Batman found him. That's it.
That's basically what the backstory was this time too. Because
it was a little more fleshed out than the original.
Yeah. Well, obviously there was backstory.
Yeah.
But it was almost like not needed. Like I'd almost argue. Where I feel like the Cyborg was nice, and it's like they gave him tons of story time.
Yeah.
And then they gave Flash like 5 seconds. It's like like, oh yeah, we have Flash. we should give him some type of backstory. And you're like, oh, okay, cool.
I feel like it's more trying to make up for obviously time they don't have, right? And like in general, right? We'll take the opposing force, right? We'll look at Marvel where you have all these films to flesh out all these characters, and then you have the big
you have 2 hours per character basically.
And the big team up.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, this is trying to make up for that, which with the horrible way they went about planning this.
Right. Well, what planning? It was just like, we want Justice League because they'll make millions of dollars because we big monkey brain.
I mean, I almost feel like it would, like a Justice League movie, if they would have done it that way, would have been better with it just being there.
Well, I feel
like you were going into this movie, like if you were just to put on Justice League of America, like the old cartoon, like you just turn on an episode, and I feel like the movie, like a movie in itself, would have been so much better if it was just that. If it was just you're in this world, Justice League already exists, because you know these characters. I mean,
if you don't know these characters and you're just watching because you're like, oh, it must be like Marvel, basically. You're like, you're not probably meant for these movies.
Because the thing about Marvel, it's like, until MCU, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of its characters that no one knew.
Oh, there's the characters now that no one knew, no one knows.
I know, but I mean, like,
Mysterio.
No, well, yeah, but I actually, even though that one's a character, I probably think more people know than
who knew about Doctor Strange.
See, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. It's like, as far as Marvel was concerned, you knew Spider-Man, the Hulk, maybe Wolverine,
Thor.
Maybe Thor,
Iron Man.
I feel like Iron Man,
Captain America. That's all you needed.
Your basic
it's not a question of need, right? It's just a question of what you know.
Yeah.
Right. Because I would argue that there's a lot better characters in Marvel than those
way
characters.
better characters. I think
that no one knows.
I think the original Avengers are all garbage except for Thor and Iron Man. Everybody else can be like out the original 4 or 5 can just be out the window. Captain's garbage.
If we're talking about like characters,
always been garbage. Always will be.
garbage.
I
mean, he has that Superman complex, right?
Yeah. Kind of.
Banner, he's got the Superman, Banner of Justice. Yeah. Except he's not.
But he's
god.
Weak.
Except he's not a god.
I like Superman better than Captain America, though. Captain America's just a bitch.
That's a hard choice.
I mean, I don't know that depends on like, or if that's just an opinion of portrayal. Like, because I do like Captain America's character a lot in Civil War. Like in the comic Civil War.
The comics
I like his character a lot.
Well, I hated him a lot, but I hated him a lot because I hate how he was going about what he was doing. Yeah. But that made him a good villain.
Yeah.
He's a villain in that fucking comic.
Well, it's a mixture of both, because both him and Tony are considered... They both do horrible things in that comic.
They're technically...
Nah, dude.
What do you mean,
justifiable.
nah? No, bullshit. You haven't even read it, so fuck you. So
I say they're technically both good and both bad. It just matters what side you're looking at it from.
Yeah.
But who would side with Captain America, though?
See, you're just being biased.
I didn't like his ideology either.
No, his ideology was pretty garbage.
Yeah.
But that's how we see it. But it's also like thinking some people think Thanos was a good guy because he was trying to save the universe
by bringing balance.
Yeah.
I did agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah,
I think it's more of an issue of you having a villain mentality than actually like anything else.
Maybe.
I want to go back to Snyder Cut. So this movie was too long.
We'll do 4 hours long.
And too short.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Because the movie was like I said, it's like, here's all this backstory for the characters that you don't know about. And then here's all the story for the villain characters. Yeah. Here's a little bit stuff about the future. And then the middle was like 2 seconds. It was like, oh, we finally got everyone. Here's your cool backstories. We're going to fight. And it's over. And here's the future.
It's like weird things, right? Because you have like introduction of characters, introduction of villain, let's resurrect Superman, and then the final fight.
And then the future.
Yeah, and then the future. Like the extra half hour.
I do like that because they had a flashback like that in Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the original cut of Justice League.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Why is this here?
Yeah.
And it's all coming together.
Well, I mean, it's an issue of what happens. Well, it's like what happens to Star Wars, right? When no one has a plan, shit just happens and it doesn't lead to anything because there's no communication.
Warner Brothers and with the Josh Whedon or whatever.
Yeah.
He did the Avengers too.
I feel like he's done the weakest Avengers movies, but
he did the first one.
He did first and second.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the second one was.
The second one's not that great.
Which one was the second one?
Age of Ultron.
Yeah. That's actually
that was okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not amazing.
I don't know.
I mean, I love Ultron as a character, but
they did him wrong in that movie.
They did him very wrong.
Yeah,
they did him dirty.
I was sad. They did him dirty.
But then again, I feel like they adapted like a lot of my favorite like Marvel comic arcs in like horrible positions.
I keep thinking Civil War is an Avengers movie, and it's not.
Technically, it is.
It kind of is.
It's Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I know,
but I'm getting confused.
But it
makes no goddamn.
It's like it's like my problem with Hellboy with using the last arc as the first arc of the franchise. I mean, that's how I feel the Marvel movies kind of do me wrong.
That's the best Hellboy movie, dude.
But I feel like the same way. But actually technically with Justice League they're doing something very similar anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously they try to go for
Darkseid. Yeah. Like it's like here's a pretty bad villain. They missed over like 1,000. Just normal villains that like Marvel does.
Yeah.
Because even in the Avengers, like the first Avengers, they weren't summoning like fucking Galactus as the first battle.
They were fighting. I can't remember.
Minions.
Like Kree or something.
Kree.
Yeah,
Kree's strong.
Some aliens.
Yeah.
He's like they're like nobodies.
See, basically. I did appreciate that as like a this is the movie they're joining together and then they fight some aliens and then you find out Thanos is the one leading everything. You're like okay, that's a decent setup for what Phase 1
I feel like they tried to do that here too. They sent this guy who's under Darkseid.
Yeah.
But way too early.
On the original, he just shows up. You don't know why.
There's no Darkseid. There's no Darkseid.
So they added Darkseid?
Yeah.
That makes it even
worse. It's just this guy. You don't know why he's there. He's just like, I want to collect this.
I think.
But for no reason.
Yeah, it was like, it was their method of trying to give him a motivation.
Was to add one of the biggest villains of all time.
Because technically, I mean, Steppenwolf as a character comic-wise is a servant of Darkseid. Yeah. So they try to play on to that and to, the hype of it being Darkseid.
Yeah.
But it's like once you kill Darkseid, you've killed like one of the biggest enemies in... Where do you go from there?
You don't.
Because
it's funny because like as far as like the Justice League is concerned, I mean, there's very few like villains that I can think of that are like Justice League. I can think of like 2. Darkseid's one of
Yeah.
them.
Uh-huh.
Brainiac's another.
But Brainiac's not even super like god tier. He's
mean,
strong.
I always feel like
yeah.
I always feel like Brainiac at some points is like OP as shit.
But then they
because he
also-
gets like huge.
Yeah.
Like in the back stuff, they brought in Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. Yeah.
Which he's just a character.
Yeah.
It's like throwing in a bad guy for no reason.
No, you
And then they
no.
added,
the reason that's
Superman
the reason
bad guy.
that's there in the first place because I think that was probably like because
They
it's in the
want to do
original.
like a league of bad guys or
No,
whatever.
that
right?
was
That's
part
what
of
they were
part
trying
of
to
it.
do.
But Deathstroke was supposed to be the villain in the next Batman movie.
Yeah.
Nah, that's right.
In the original plan, like the
yeah.
Batman was supposed to be with Ben Affleck as Batman,
Uh-huh.
and the villain was supposed to be Deathstroke.
Because they changed that scene.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
From the original
Uh-huh.
to the Snyder cut, they're different.
Yeah.
They're the same but different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made it like a wider shot, and it's a little bit different.
Well, and
yeah.
then in the Snyder cut, he tells Deathstroke that Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And then he didn't do it on the other one. They're just like, well, we should just get together and make our own team.
Yeah,
Ooh, I do
But-
have a video flaw.
yeah.
I do not like the 4x3 the whole movie.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
I don't
I'm not a
mind
fan.
you shrinking the movie
Yeah.
to 4x3 for certain scenes.
Yeah,
But there's fight scenes and you're like,
yeah.
I'm like on my phone, like I can't see the guys fighting.
No, that's just a weird stylistic.
The whole thing I
choice.
hated in the original is when they introduce this little family because they're running away from the bad guy for no fucking reason.
Who's?
Exactly.
I don't remember it because I didn't watch the original.
Oh,
That's
it's when the Wolfenstein or whatever he
why.
puts the
Wolfenstein.
that's the game.
It's fine.
That
It's
bad
fine,
guy.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. He puts the 3 cubes and whatever. And
Yeah.
he summons his base, or he's trying to
He's trying to create the world in their
yeah.
base,
He's
or
trying to
the world,
whatever it's
yeah.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's next to this town of like Russian people.
yeah,
And people get killed, and then they zoom into this little family, and they're trying to run away, and things are turning into plants and shit. And then the Justice League comes and saves the family,
yeah,
and that's not in the Snyder cut.
yeah.
Because it was just bullshit. Like, why is this like this like side story of this little family that no one gives a shit?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a necessarily like whether you give a shit or not. It's just like, oh, these are the heroes doing something good for some people that are physically in the thing. Because other than that, all you get is like Steppenwolf doing a thing, and then the heroes show up, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see any effects of what he's doing at all. It's just flashing lights.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You need because the problem is you need it like to a certain degree. You do need to show the effects of what a villain is doing, and the heroes aren't always necessarily the victims to those effects, which is what they tried to do. And
Yeah.
so you just don't care about people.
No.
Like I said,
All
villain
the movie was
mentality.
just bullshit. I'm glad they got rid of it.
There's other parts I didn't like. I don't know what was added, so I'm going to talk about the part where he first gets the cubes. I really thought was
Oh,
stupid.
yeah.
He killed the Amazons, like these powerful women.
Ah,
In
yeah,
like
yeah.
2 seconds, he's like, I wiped them all out. You're like,
The
what?
fuck, man?
It was like they're as strong as Wonder Woman is easily. Like, oh, maybe they're not as
Yeah.
strong. And then they killed like a shit ton of Aquaman people. I don't remember. Atlanteans or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's one guy. Maybe he had like 2 minions with him that held back one of the guys. The guy's not that strong. This motherfucker just walked over half the planet and is just like, you're like, oh, okay, so the 5 superheroes are gonna save him.
I think it's more like just to justify the fact that you have this villain that's supposed to go to toe with Superman, which is the issue of having a hero that's so overpowered. It's
But
like
he
how
didn't
Kill
even,
him.
he didn't even go toe to toe with Superman.
No,
He got his ass
Yeah,
beat by
I know.
Superman. Like Superman came out and you're like, oh, the movie's over. I'm
Yeah. I mean I think that's always it's like the issue of him as a character, right? Like of Superman as a character. It's just
yeah, but there is
like,
parts where there are like villains that are
Yeah.
almost evenly matched. It's like Superman came down. It's like playing Exodia, and it's like you won, but I'm gonna still keep playing because why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hope you run out of cards and I win.
It's like it doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
It's so annoying.
I just don't really know. Like it's funny because of all these people, I know like they're individual villains.
Yeah.
But like as a Justice League as a whole,
I don't remember most
I don't
Justice
remember
League.
much, and it's funny too because like the only stories. Oh, I mean, obviously the new ones are really good,
Yeah.
but like even then, it's not something that they would touch on, and there's so much build up to those kind of things as well.
Well, you don't need it, obviously.
No,
You just shove him right in and be
Yeah.
like, here's Galactus. Who is he? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's Galactus.
And you're like, oh shit, he's a big guy, I guess. Well, it's like the Fantastic Four. Remember when they had Silver Surfer
Oh yeah.
and Galactus was coming, and you're like, dude, that's a really big bad guy that they're just bringing in. Oh, he doesn't matter. He's not that important.
It is and it isn't, just for the pure fact. I mean, because technically, whether Galactus makes it there or not,
Yeah.
I mean, he is a traditional, just Fantastic Four.
Oh no, I know, but he's like one of the big
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, then
Four
again, they
villains.
put Doctor Doom as the first one, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's true too.
And they did my boy Doctor Doom dirty.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, so dirty.
Yeah.
both times.
But I like his costume on the first time around better than the second time.
Both times they did my boy dirty.
I do want to see what they're gonna do in the future completely.
Oh, especially now that the
both-
20th century mark, the
On
Fox
both
stuff
sides,
is.
though. Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
of that. But how are you gonna add characters? Like, imagine if I don't know. We'll say the next movie is the X-Men, right?
Sure,
Brand new.
sure.
What stakes do you put in? Do you put in some small bad guy? Who's gonna give a shit?
So you mean- so you
like
pretty
I
much
think we're so far ahead.
Anything,
that anything
anything
new,
after Thanos.
yeah, everything
Yeah.
new is gonna have to be so powerful that you're gonna be like,
Well,
oh my
I
God.
feel like you got to start going into things like you got to start going into like the crazy side.
well, that's
of,
what they're
of Marvel,
That's
right?
what they're starting to do.
Yeah. Well,
But they're doing old characters coming up.
Uh huh.
It's so hard to add a new character.
Yeah.
Like the Wolverine, or sorry, the
Well,
X-Men
I
are
mean,
strong, but they're not that strong.
I mean, I think it's more of a well, that depends, right? There's obviously Omega level mutants, right?
Oh,
But that are gods.
yeah,
But
but
They're
they're not.
never
Like,
gonna do that on movies.
they're
though.
never gonna, that's not like X-Men status, like
Yeah.
popularity.
yeah. But now that everything's being added on. I mean, you could set the groundwork for some bigger things. I mean, that is one of the issues of having things like Ragnarok and Infinity War
Yeah.
so early on
Oh yeah,
in like something like this. But you do still have, certain places you can go, right? You can go into things like Secret Wars with the Beyonder
yeah,
and stuff like that. Or obviously, if you want to go even from the newer comics, I mean, it's not done yet, but you have like the King in Black storyline that's going on now.
yeah.
And I mean, there's stuff like that they're already going to set the pace for. Like, for instance, in the new Thor movie, the villain is Gore the God Butcher, who his sword is made by Null, which is King of the Symbiotes, which is the main antagonist in King in Black.
Probably one of the strongest
Yeah,
evil villains
yeah,
that
in all,
are in the
of all,
fucking
yeah,
show.
of all time.
See, that's the issue. It's like you're at the point where you're dealing with like the top 10 villains of all time, and then it's like, well, we got all these rights to new people, so here's the Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Don't do anything too crazy with them. And you're like, oh, cool. They're gonna fight Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
you're like,
But then again, like it gets weird. I mean, obviously, there's also some of the smaller villains, even within like those Marvel lines, become bigger threats, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, if they would have done Doctor Doom the way Doctor Doom is supposed to be,
Yeah.
I mean, he becomes an Avengers level threat.
Oh yeah, easily.
And
Maybe they will.
because him and Doctor Strange can basically almost go toe to toe with the magic.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, like,
You're starting to see it now because Scarlet Witch is what really brought it out, and she does the timey-wimey
and
shit.
you have her show that goes a little bit almost like into like House of M territories,
Yeah.
but without going into House of M territories because they haven't introduced the X-Men yet.
Yeah.
So
You're like, how
It's
is
just
it
a little
but-
tease.
Yeah.
Like maybe, who knows?
but I mean, so you do have a little bit of that like
Yeah.
coming in there as well. I mean,
See, I have no issue with what's coming up
Yeah.
with the villains. It's just I don't see how you can add characters anymore without the movie being boring.
yeah,
Because you can't put a boring ass super villain like you know how the main villain is Green Goblin and like Spider-Man.
sure.
He's not super strong. He's just a guy that's fucking. He's
No,
Batman.
he's
basically.
like Vulture in the new the new set, right?
Yeah, but it's like adding him to the next movie being the main bad guy, and you're like, he just throws bombs at people. like, dude, that guy killed like 100 people. Are you scared? You're like, no, that fucking guy killed half the planet in one movie. Like, I don't care about those 100 people. That was easy. They're nobodies.
I think it depends on like what they want to do with each character.
Oh, yeah.
Like how they want to focus. I mean, Spider-Man, like obviously, even though he dips his toes into there, at bare bones, he is a street level hero.
Yeah.
Right. So, like in another because I heard allegedly Doc Ock is coming back in the next Spider-Man movie.
What, same actor too?
Yeah, same actor too.
Same actor.
Yeah,
Ooh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah. So I mean, And that's something I believe works for that character, right? And now we look at the new Thor. I mean, the new Thor has a little bit of Guardians mixed in there, right? Because Chris Pratt's in there. And then you have like a weird mixture of the mighty Thor and Thor God of Thunder, like those two comic lines put together, because you have female Thor, and then you have Gore the God Butcher, which is Christian Bale, which will be very interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good
So
movie.
there's that, and then obviously you have prequel shit like they kind of did with Black Widow, which they'll probably have
Who gives a shit?
They'll probably have to do the same thing.
That's it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
She's dead.
She's a nobody character anyway. Like
It's like if you did a background on Hawkeye, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's like there's so many shitty characters that are now just worthless in the MCU. Like you won't see them ever again.
It's like I'm watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It is pretty entertaining, but I'm at the point where it's like, I don't know where this is going, nor do I really care, but it's kind of cool.
It's like, where can it go? Because neither of those characters are fucking good.
They're not great characters.
They're basically at this point police officers.
They did introduce a new Captain America in that show, though.
They did.
They what? Oh, add the
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that.
He looks different in every shot in that show.
He was the same guy.
I know. I'm like, I swear to God, there's a different guy.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I feel like Marvel's now narrowing down towards the end game without being the pun of the big villains.
Yeah.
Where DC, I feel like you normally start a pyramid like this. DC decided to start the pyramid at the tip and then try to move just forward a little bit.
See, I mean,
we're at endgame.
There is places you can go, right?
Well,
I mean, obviously, if you like if they were to just go the first Avengers route and they just show Darkseid here, and then he doesn't
build up to it.
Yeah, like I said, because I mean, Darkseid's main story, like he comes in and out all the time. If I'm thinking of like his main story that I would think of is Final Crisis.
Yeah.
But Final Crisis comes way
in the future,
way back in there, right?
Which one's that one? Is that one that he like controls Superman?
No, that's
part of. Final Crisis is when he finally gets a hold of the anti-life equation.
Yeah.
And he takes over the planet.
Yeah.
Well,
that's technically what they were showing.
Yeah.
At the end?
Yeah.
So have you seen the ending?
Yeah, the Omega beams and shit. Well, when he takes over. Oh, the part with Joker, yeah.
Yeah, with Joker. Yeah, That's all. That's already that.
Yeah.
They showed that part of the fucking show. Because he has the Deathstroke, Joker, the fucking chick from Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because Aquaman's dead, that means.
Almost everyone dies in Final Crisis. Yeah. So, well, then again, almost everyone dies in Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is the prequel to that, right? Because that's where Barry Allen dies.
Yeah. My favorite one
dies.
You
don't like Wally West?
I do like Rosenbaum. Because he voices him, but I think I like Barry Allen.
Obviously, you start seeing the time travel stuff with Flash already. That's already been shown.
I'm so excited for Flashpoint. Hope they don't fuck it up.
They're already gonna fuck it up.
No.
You saw what they did this movie.
Flashpoint's supposed to be after Final Crisis anyway, so
yeah.
Oof.
Like, I mean, if you were gonna go in like comics chronology, yeah.
Nobody does that.
I know.
Marvel didn't even do that.
I know. Well, they kind of did.
Well, they tried. And then
I mean, technically, Ragnarok does happen during Civil War.
Yeah. But they did bounce around certain things to even out.
Yeah.
Because, like, Doctor Strange has been around way longer than he did in the fucking Marvel universe in those movies. You're like, he's been around for quite a while by this point.
I think...
Because I don't even think he fights him in the original comics.
No, he fights Thanos.
Does he?
Yeah.
He does?
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously, they tease the character in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I really thought they were going to bring in Infinity War, because they did my boy Adam Warlock dirty.
Yeah.
Space Jesus. But, because, in the original run of Infinity War, after, the snap, Adam Warlock pretty much goes to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And it's the two of them, and they're like, yo, we're going to go try to fight Thanos, which is basically like we're gonna try to distract him enough to try to get the gauntlet off of him.
Yeah.
They're pretty much gods. Like
no, I know, but that's why it's them too. And then they teleport everyone to space.
Yeah.
And they fight him there, and then Thanos beats the shit out of everybody. He beats up Doctor Strange. He beats up Eternity, and then finally, and then finally, the Living Tribunal's like, you know what? No more gauntlet for you.
Yeah.
And then what's her face? Karen Gillan's character. I don't remember her character's name. But she pulls the gauntlet off, and then she has it, and then Adam Warlock fights her, and then he takes it, and then that's kind of where Infinity War ends. But but none of that, none of that happened. Like where Endgame I thought may have gone, that's not where it went.
Nope.
So,
would you prefer DC when more like lighthearted MCU style, or just stick with their edgy, dark themes? Or
I think
whatever?
I like them on the edgy themes because
Yeah.
I feel like that represents DC way better because that's what they are.
yeah,
Like
it's like
they're doing it right. They're filming how they should be filming it, where Marvel's dark or light and DC's dark.
Well, good thing you didn't see the original Justice League because it's very
because Josh
wannabe
Whedon did. Yeah.
yeah. So it's very like trying to be funny and quirky and.
Well,
it's-
even there was tons of funny moments. Is
But-
that anytime Flash was on, there was
Yeah.
always quirky jokes.
yeah, but the
that's
other
his
ones are
character.
like, they all trying to be funny.
Yeah. I mean, DC, I feel like it's like a character by character basis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you have like Batman, which is like the epitome of edginess.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Aquaman's not supposed to be as edgy, but you can do it, sure.
Yeah, he's just Superman of the sea. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Cyborg,
He's edgy if he has red kryptonite.
sure. I mean, Superman, right?
Yeah.
The only time he's really edgy is when he comes back after being killed by Doomsday
Yeah.
in the comics.
True.
What's another super edgy character? I mean, Wonder Woman's not supposed to be edgy. She's supposed to be like,
Well, she was lighthearted in the film,
same,
too.
Same with Flash.
Yeah.
Those are characters that are like that. But then you have like people like Martian Manhunter's kind of moody, and then like who else is a hero? Hawkman's kind of moody.
He wasn't in the original cut.
He wasn't?
Nope.
Martian
Fine.
Manhunter.
It doesn't matter.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
That's just added garbage. I saw that. I'm like, cool. Doesn't need to be
I mean,
here.
Green Lanterns and also it depends what Green Lantern.
I want the black
Anyway, it don't
Green
matter.
Lantern.
John Stewart Green Lantern.
Yes.
John Stewart's best Green Lantern.
He's
Yeah.
best Green Lantern.
I agree with that. I don't know.
But I don't know. But I mean, it's not a horrible movie. It's just
No, it's horrible. If I rated it, Godzilla's better.
Oh.
No lies.
Ooh.
That's spicy.
Ooh, that is spicy.
Nothing happened in the movie, and nothing happened at the end of it.
That's spicy. That's spicy. I would say Justice League is better than King Kong.
That's
This is
fine.
Godzilla.
That's fine.
I'd probably
It only
say the
takes-
same thing.
Even
only
though
takes
it's 4
4
hours
hours to
long,
make it
yeah. Only
decent.
takes extra shoots.
Yeah.
Re-releasing like 3 years later, it's fine.
Movie was so bad. Such
I
a
mean-
waste of time. 4 hours down the drain. That's why I consider it. I give it a 4 hours
Down the
drain.
It's whatevers.
They did so much of that movie wrong. So much of it.
What's the time mark?
For an hour.
No. You want to talk about Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Since he's been
We
in the
gotta
background
get
this whole time. Oh, speaking of another Marvel hero,
Oh yeah, technically, yeah. We might as well just keep
we'll
going.
just
on
keep
with-
going. We're gonna talk. Well, so
Nicolas
you
Cage
two,
is Spider-Man.
huh?
Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
No.
he is. He
Oh,
throws the chains
he was.
out and
He was.
pulls it.
He was supposed to be Superman.
Oh, he was supposed to be
Dude, that would have been
Superman.
God tier.
You ever hear of that one?
No.
That was so. This was like I think
Wasn't that for Superman Return? Or for the...
it was like
the-
right after that.
Oh,
it was supposed to
shit.
be like an edgy Superman movie, and Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. Is what I can't remember who was supposed to direct it either. It was. This is in the back of my head now.
I do remember that, though.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But going back to what we watched, right?
Yeah, so we decided. I've never watched the second Ghost Rider. I saw the first one. I
Uh-huh.
Oh,
remember.
that's right. I forgot we
I
watched
remember
that.
like
That was this morning.
I just watched it like an hour ago.
Mandy overrode that memory.
Pretty much. I remember watching the first one and liking it, but fuck, how old was I? Probably like 10.
Yeah.
It was that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
But you know, he's an edgy character. A skeleton that's on fire.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh damn.
On a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so this is the first time I watched number 2, and oh my god, it is
Rewatching
so
number
dumb.
2, I think I like the first one better.
Do you
The
really?
first
Yeah.
one is way better. I'm gonna argue, but I haven't seen. The first
I feel
one.
like the first one's slow.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you learn. That's when he first gets.
I
all
know.
his
No, I don't mean
powers.
that. I mean like the fights are slow.
Yeah.
Like it's all.
Well, I feel like
slow.
the fights here are slow
Yeah,
too.
it's same.
Well, the fights are he throws a punch,
Yeah.
grabs him by the neck, yells at him,
Nicolas
Next
Cage.
guy.
Nicolas Cage is him.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
he
it goes
yells
on.
at my favorite part. He yells at him,
Although
and then yells at him, and then the guys behind him.
I feel like I do feel like
shotguns.
the second movie suffers from a syndrome that a lot of late 2000s action movies had. It has
What?
a Bourne syndrome or the shaky cam syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just dumb shit. It's
I-
like I can see why you're doing
Yeah.
it, but fuck off.
I hate it so much.
My issue was just like how long did it take to kill that one guy?
A long time.
Like a-
There was like 6 guys behind them, and like, oh, he's fighting that one guy. We're okay. Let's go get the guns. And they're like, getting the bazooka ready.
Yeah.
And he's still yelling at him. Like, I feel bad for that guy. He's got like a minute of horror. And then as soon as he fucking destroys the guy, he turns around and they're like, like, no shit, my dude. You were standing there for like 12 minutes.
I don't know. It's just it's whatever's right. Those movies are
They're
a product of
campy,
their
they're
time,
dumb.
right?
My favorite part of those movies was anytime he spoke through
Where you
Ghost
could,
Rider.
where you still hear
himself.
Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage.
Yeah, and he's doing like the deep voice, but you can hear the Nicholas from behind, and you're like, oh my god. It's so
I'm still
stupid.
wondering how they did the skull face.
It's weird. It's like
I don't
it's very claymation-y, but like you could. It's like CG.
It's like they put the skull down and then did a 360 camera
Uh-huh.
and then lifted it a little, like opened his mouth
Yeah.
and did a 360 camera, then sprayed it with water for some
Yeah.
reason.
Because I feel like the way it moves, it didn't like move fluidly. I don't
No,
know. It's
it didn't
weird.
seem right.
It's like weird.
That fire looked cool.
Well, yeah. you're superimposing fire on a skull.
They did the first fire wrong. You can't fuck it up the second time you do it. I don't remember if the first skull was any good.
It was white. It was
I
like a
remember it was
bleached.
really
It was like a
white.
bleached. Which was another weird thing I remember when going into this movie
Yeah.
is how they made him look very gritty.
Yeah.
Because the original one, he's very clean.
Well, yeah.
Like it's a clean suit,
Yeah.
Well,
clean
even-
bike.
Even his leathers
Yeah, that's what I said. It's
are
like
clean. But
Uh-huh.
in this one, like, even when he untransforms,
yeah,
they're still burning. Like,
Yeah.
you'll see him melt a little
Uh-huh.
bit. And you're like, oh, that's a good touch.
Yeah.
Not needed. But,
like he's still this gritty,
yeah.
whatever's. I don't know. I mean,
either way, in
yeah.
the comics, he's gritty, but he is also pretty
Well, it,
clean
it,
in the
it
comics.
depends which Ghost Rider.
Well, I'm going off of
There's
like
no-
the
'cause- no.
original, like through his version. of
Because
Ghost
Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, I feel like is a lot cleaner in
Yeah.
look. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like the first movie.
Uh-huh.
There's another one that I don't
Rider.
remember his fucking
the-
name,
no.
but he's the grittier looking one.
All I know is Ghost Rider is also one of the strongest DC people, but it's not that Ghost Rider. It's the cosmic one.
Oh.
Oh,
I was
that's
like, the
the
fuck
Marvel.
you talking about?
Oh, is that Marvel?
yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant.
That's Marvel,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
that's a
right. You said DC.
Oh, that's a
You said
DC.
DC,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Marvel.
I
I was
meant
very
No,
confused.
no,
Well, no,
Cosmic Ghost Rider is fucking
Well, I
OP
meant
as shit.
different. I don't think I said DC. Or
You said DC,
well,
but it's fine. It's
different, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go back to
Yeah.
tip. It's a different Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Is what I meant to say.
yeah, that's fine.
Or I did say.
Yeah, but Cosmic
Because
Ghost
he's a
Rider.
different person, and he doesn't even count towards the Ghost Rider like
Yeah, he's-
trilogy.
he's weird.
Are they gonna reboot it?
Yes,
I
Yeah.
hope they recast Nicolas
I
Cage.
heard. I saw that as a thought.
Oh.
I
But-
think they thought it was a thought as a
Yeah.
meme.
Yeah.
Because imagine him now.
Well, it's funny because
I
they're
will start a petition.
it's funny because they're rebooting like the darker Marvel characters without it letting it get like. For instance, we'll take Blade, right? Because Blade's gonna have
Oh,
a
it's gonna be PG-13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this table right now.
So that's another Marvel character, right? That is in there and is weird. It's funny too because I think are they still doing the Morbius movie? Because that's rated R. That's technically a Spider-Man villain. So
Yeah.
Someone Jared Leto?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morbius. I don't know. They were supposed to release it. Sorry, I'm just looking at them. They were supposed to release it like at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, I don't remember. Also, the new Carnage movie has the new Venom movie has like a name.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
It's something with Carnage. I don't remember.
Oh,
pretty
it comes
garbage.
out January 21st next year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it does come out.
Oh, Let There Be Carnage?
Yeah, Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's the Venom movie. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, that was Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah.
Nicolas
Good
Cage.
movie. I give it a 4.
Like yeah. And now let's go into the.
I
this-
think that
this-
one entertained me more than Godzilla.
It did.
Yeah.
But it had fucking Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Imagine if Godzilla had Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Easily, whatever I gave it 1 point higher. I gave it a 5.
I don't know how I feel about the screenwriter for Venom Let It Be Carnage.
Who is it?
Well, she did Venom, but she also did 50 Shades of Grey. So,
Okay.
That doesn't make a difference. I don't give a shit.
It's whatever's at that point. I mean, they're very different films, so I mean.
Anyway, what's the other films? Oh,
we watched
Color Purple.
Oh, we did watch Color Out of Space, but we talked about that last time, right?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
All right, more Nicolas Cage. Let's go. We'll talk about Color Out of Space.
So I love Colorado Space.
Colorado Space.
It's one of my favorites.
It was in Colorado, right?
Every time you guys said it so quickly, I'm like, I know it's Colorado Space, but it sounds like Colorado Space.
The Color Out of Space. I mean, I guess the newest iteration in a adaptation of a Lovecraft story, right?
Probably one of the better ones.
That's probably it is very much so one of the better ones. I enjoyed it.
I was very impressed with the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be shit. It was like B-tier movie. I'm like, it's pretty good.
I mean, obviously, you have the issues of any time you're trying to depict psychological horror, and the best way to do it is make it psychedelic as fuck and everyone going insane.
And Nicolas Cage.
Page.
Nicolas Cage. He's great in this movie.
Oh man, he's actually. This is what he's typecasted for.
Yeah.
Is that filmed by XYZ Films? Yeah. So whoever owns XYZ Films knows how to use their Nicolas Cage. They're like, we're gonna get Nicolas Cage. It's another crazy movie. Here we go. Slide him in.
They're probably buddies at this point. You're like,
oh, they probably are.
Yeah, they're probably friends.
Man, I'm trying to make this movie. You want to be in it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's like, I got $1 million.
My favorite thing at Color Out of Space is having Tommy Chong in there.
Colorado Space. Now I can't.
Yeah, I told you.
Which is perfect because Tommy Chong is in this movie.
He is in this movie.
I don't know. For what it was pretty good. I thought the monsters, I guess you would consider it, they were decently filmed for rubber suits, basically. I don't know.
I was still very creeped out by the llama.
The llama monster.
I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's always one of those interesting things to see how you adapt a line in a story, right? Where the story is just and mutated creatures were around.
Yeah.
And, how do you turn that into something visual, right? Yeah. And then you see this thing straight out of The Thing.
My favorite part is when we were watching it, and then this lady cuts her fingers off, and Florence was like, "Whoa!"
No, she was cutting, and you know how when people cut, you can kind of tell. It's like watching Selena Gomez. I'm not gonna watch because I've seen this before. You start seeing her chop the carrot, in your head. Yeah.
You know where it's gonna go.
Carrot, exactly the same difference. So
it was taking a while.
You see the foreshadowing.
You saw the foreshadowing. They start cutting it and they get down to pretty close. I'm like, I'm just gonna look at my phone. And then you go, I'm like, I can hear it. I saw it for probably half a second. I looked up. I'm like,
my other one that I couldn't look away is when she was cutting her wrist. I was like,
instantly looked away at that. I can't deal with the body scarring that.
Shit was crazy.
To me, that's worse than cutting off your finger. I can sit there watching cutting off your finger than someone carving their skin.
You know what I do like about this movie a lot. Not only as it being the Lovecraft adaptation, it's not
kid?
No. So it's not. I mean, it's not just Lovecraft in spirit. It's not saying we're gonna take Color Out of Space and we're gonna put it in some random place and we're just gonna play out the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just me as a Lovecraft fan. The fact that places like Arkham and stuff like that are in this film, the little touches all around. I'm just like, I appreciate this. I appreciate this a lot.
Little Easter eggs or whatever. We're like, I never read this. I don't know.
I was like, cool. I don't care.
I mean, it's just nice, right? Being a fan of the author itself. But I think it's well paced. I mean, obviously, any form of psychological horror is kind of slow at first, the build up to whatever it is. But I do feel like it keeps tension. For most of the film.
We had that it started off with the family
I did like the chemistry between the family.
How they they were all had tension to each other, but they all also they all liked each other. They still had the pain and suffering that they went through.
Yeah.
But to me, the only two movies I can connect this to in my mind is Hereditary, how they did the family stuff, which I didn't really like. I didn't like Hereditary because it was too family oriented. And then that house one. I forgot the name of it.
The house one.
Where they bought the house that, they tried to escape, but they kept ending up back at the same place. Vivarium.
Nah.
And,
which is also supposed to be that.
Yeah.
Cosmic horror.
Yeah, that cosmic
and for,
horror.
like, those two to me are garbage compared to this.
Yeah.
Like, this one just does that family horror without making it 100% everyone constantly hates each other 100% of the time. They're like, oh, they like each other, but they have differences.
I did like Hereditary a lot, but I would agree that Color Out of Space is way better than Hereditary.
In that sense.
Personally, yeah.
It's funny when you look at it's funny when you see this movie and you do see other movies that are influenced by the same story as well. You guys ever watch that Natalie Portman movie? Fuck, what is it called again?
Which one?
It's the sci-fi one with the crazy.
Shit. I know what you're talking about.
Extraction?
No.
Extinction?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. I'll look it up. But
because that is based on the same story, Color Out of Space.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is because it's like that weird. Because you're going into this weird shimmer. It's basically you're going into a place already changed.
Yeah.
By the color, it's supposed to be what it is, but it is based on it loosely. Annihilation. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's based on it loosely. Which, like I said, is interesting when you see stuff like that and influenced, and then seeing like an adaptation of the original thing and a really good one at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's funny actually too because I feel like this is almost like a perfect segue between the two films. The last one we're going to talk about and the first one we did because the first one, I mean, Ghost Rider still has some of the Cage craziness, right?
Yeah.
Going into this, and now you take the color aspects of this. And you go into the next one.
Yeah.
Which... oh, sorry, unless you wanted to say something.
No. Thor! Okay.
Which is...
Mandy.
Yeah.
Which was the last Cage film we watched.
But not the last.
Not the last for now.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Because
it's like we keep getting into like really good Nicolas Cage movies. I'm like, damn, I thought he was shit.
Well, I feel like they're not like great movies, but they're like
solid B movies.
They're B movies that if they had more budget would be garbage. And that's why I feel like I'm like, these are really good. Mandy.
If they had a different actor, it would be garbage.
Yeah.
A garbage.
I would never seen these movies.
Yeah.
I would never seen Color Out of Space or fucking Mandy or Ghost Rider. Like, who would have watched this garbage if you don't have our boy over here? But
National treasure. He's a national treasure.
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure that's National Treasure on the back screen. But Mandy, thoughts?
So, I personally like this movie.
I liked it. I prefer the second half. The
second half is real good.
The first half of the movie is really slow.
Well, the first half of the movie is you get that
or
weird...
like the first half hour is just really fucking slow.
Well, the first half hour, nothing happens. Yeah. Not even like... You get the cult a little bit, but not even like a lot of them. Yeah. And then you get... and then everyone comes into play. I don't even remember what happens the first half hour of the movie.
They talk.
Yeah. Just random, you're like, I don't know who these fucking people are. It's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, it's like establishing shots, and then it's like, here's the chick that's going to be the primary motivational drive for the rest of this movie for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And let's show how quirky she is, because she's quirky.
And how her mind is fucking weird, and she does this weird shit.
She's quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the traditional quirky girl, right? That doesn't want to live in a city. They live out in the boonies for whatever reason, right? So, I mean, that's what it is. It's trying to establish that stuff while keeping a vibe. Yeah. I think that's what this movie is. This movie is a vibe. Or trying to, like, establish that, right? A good example, well, none of you guys have seen this, but Drive is another good example by Refn. I mean, like, visually, it's very similar in that sense, too. The beginning is also a little slow. The only thing is...
With Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
Oh, you've seen Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's very similar in aesthetic and stuff like that, although being very different movies. But with the way the music's portrayed, with the way the pacing is done, they're both movies, I believe, that are just going for certain vibes. And Mandy's like, yeah, and then Mandy's very much like that. Yeah.
I can see that.
I did like how it was shot, and like even like just beautiful. Like the music and everything. I'm like,
I liked all they needed was a flashing purple light and a red light that flashed a little bit slower.
And a green strobe.
I meant a green strobe.
Well,
and a slow red.
It's green, slow red, and a straight purple.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Well, they got the purple
And then-
one. See, all they did was they got stuff from the other movies.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got the purple
Yep.
light from
Color Out of
Out of Space.
And then just overexpose
Yeah.
all of the rest of the lighting.
And then I think they got the chain from Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I forgot where we were.
Movie. Bandy. Stuff. It was shot really nicely. Many colors.
Many
Oh
colors.
no, yeah, Ghost Rider.
Ghost
So you got the
Rider's
Ghost
chain.
Rider prop. You got the.
You got the crossbow.
Yeah, the
You got the axe.
His fucking axe, though.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Dax, that's like as big as he is, and then he threw it somehow.
He tomahawked it.
Across the map, dude. You just-
Across the map, tomahawk.
I do like how they have all these brutal deaths for all the like people who killed his wife, and then they just tomahawk the one dude. You're like he didn't
He
do
was
much.
just listening to Mexican music, waxing his car. Just like
You're
he
like,
dies.
oh, that was quick, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like the whole of it, especially with like the Johan Johansson music, really just drives it home of how psychedelic he wants this movie to, how the psychedelic director wants this movie to be.
I was very confused at the end. I'm like, no,
He just lost his mind.
he just lost his mind.
Yeah, that's all it was.
You tell
He
by
just
his
went
smile.
crazy. Oh, dude, but that scene where the camera just turns back to him and he's got the bright white eyes and the big smile.
With the
You're like-
blood all over his face.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude.
Dude, my favorite line in that movie, he's like, "You read my shirt."
You ripped my shirt.
That
Peak.
movie-
Peak. Nicolas Cage.
The movie's an 8 for me.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better than Color Out of Space, though?
Fuck. No.
No?
The Color Space is like an 8.5 for me. But I did really enjoy Mandy.
I mean, if it wasn't for the beginning of Mandy, I would say I would like Mandy more if the beginning wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
I agree.
So Color Out of Space is probably I understand a slow burn in a film, but I feel like it was too slow a burn for what the movie was going to become.
What are you doing, buddy?
So, but I don't know. Maybe you want that juxtaposition of just nothing and then extreme violence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's, they're both two different movies. Like, obviously on the spectrum. Going back to the movie. If I had to choose... If I had to watch another one, or this thing again right now, it'd probably be Color Out of
Con Air.
Yeah. Con Air.
We don't talk about
Face Off.
Ooh, National Treasure.
Now we're just naming movies. But I don't know, for what we've watched, I feel like Nicolas Cage ones always just have either the dumbest part or the funniest part. There's just something about his movies where
That
He just
scene
plays
in
the
the
crazy
bathroom. He's
Oh.
like down in the vodka.
he's screaming.
Oh my god. It's so good.
Because I feel like even in he just plays the crazy person.
Yeah, he's a good crazy person.
That's all you need him for.
Yeah.
It's like that scene is my favorite, and the other one from Color Out of Space is when he's like mouthing off his daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit is god tier.
So the part from Mandy that was, oh my god, the watch was the main villain when his dick was out.
Oh yeah.
I did not expect sitting there just watching. I think I looked down for a second.
So
He, like,
I thought
pulls was it a robe or something?
Yeah, it's like a
right?
weird
Yeah.
robe.
And he just does this and you see his dick and you're like, what the fuck?
so I had a feeling he was gonna disrobe.
Yeah, but I didn't think they'd
I
show it.
didn't-
I thought it'd be like a cut
Yep.
to like at the belly or something. No, it's just flashes his dick. Goes even higher. It's just
I don't think
You're like,
you can show hard
yeah,
dick
probably
on
not.
movie or TV. Like I think if there's a hard dick, it becomes NC-17.
that's fine. Well, I'd rather. I don't know. It's just bad. Well, you saw it. I'm just like, what did I just watch?
In the fancy purple red light.
I was waiting for fucking Nicolas. He was this close to pull his dick out on that film too.
When you see his bulge quite a bit of the movie.
And then he almost got his dick sucked at the end
No, he did.
by the inhuman strength. He fucking crushed the guy's skull.
Dude, it was all that cocaine,
It was the-
LSD
It
straight.
was the cocaine and the gnarly LSD that turned the other people into demon bikers,
Yeah.
into
God.
Cenobites.
True.
What a movie.
Would totally recommend.
Yeah, I recommend both of these.
Yeah.
One, I'd say
I mean-
they're two different categories, but
I feel like they're very, they're niche films, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're very for specific. I mean, they're both slow burns. They're both these weird psychological.
Well, Mandy's a
funkiness.
slower burn.
Oh, Mandy's a
Mandy's
much,
a way slower.
much slower burn.
I think if you cut the first 10, you're fine.
10 minutes?
Of the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you still need 10 of that 20 minutes in the beginning to get, stuff rolling.
Yeah. Or at least just like speed it up. Like,
Yeah, that's what I said. I think if you just cut like 10 minutes of it and just push things forward a little bit, you're fine. Because I feel like after that 20-minute segment, tons of story just fucking blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't understand this 10 minutes. I guess it was like to show the family, or show them too, and that they love each other.
Yeah.
But,
that he was running from his like alcoholic past or whatever.
But I feel like you didn't need to fully take 20 minutes to show me that. It was like, it's like, I understand that. I don't know. It was weird.
But maybe if they didn't show it, you wouldn't feel this way. You'd be like, maybe I need a little bit more sustenance.
Yeah, maybe.
But, yeah.
I don't know. The way it went towards the end, I don't think it cared what you thought about the beginning. When they're just fucking axing people the most brutal ways possible, deep throating the back of the axe.
I love the huge chainsaw.
Yeah.
I forgot about the chainsaw fight.
Best chainsaw fight in like movie history.
I do love the part where he's got the little chainsaw. He goes up to him, and the guy's like,
Pulls out.
he's like, yeah. You're like, oh shit.
That's just awesome.
But, I don't know. Nicolas Cage, 10 out of 10 actor.
True. He doesn't age.
No. I wonder if he was a kid, if he looked like he was 50.
He's just eternally Nicolas Cage.
Does he
dude.
have kids?
He does. He has
Do
a
they
few.
look like him?
Do they look like him?
Does he have a daughter?
Well, I think like half his kids are like half Korean
Oh, yeah.
or something like that.
Well, remember, he's got 5 wives.
Because
That's right.
in Nicolas Cage things, like, there was the viral picture of him at a manga stop, like a manga shop.
What?
It's supposed to be like for his kid.
Yeah, he's buying
Because his
stuff
kids
for
are like
his
super big into like anime and
Of
stuff like that.
course.
So he was buying manga.
When
for
are
his
we
kids.
getting a Nicolas Cage anime? I mean,
We
Mandy
already-
was the closest.
We already do. Every movie he's in, he's like the anime character of all time.
He goes Super Saiyan, dude.
He does. He just needs a little bit of cocaine. He gets set on
Is he a
fire.
method
It's fine.
actor?
He's a method actor,
You
dude.
think he fucking does cocaine during the film?
But it's great. It was a good time. It was fun.
God.
But I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I'll
And
put it
our
on,
fun.
on my top 4 Nicolas Cage fave movies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd have to go through the list, but yeah, these two are real up there.
They're just good. They're just good movies. I feel like he's one of those actors that like is so much better now in films. I mean, it's almost like I feel the same way. Adam Sandler kind of goes in that same way a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Where a lot of his newer films I feel like are actually good.
Funny.
I like his
Not even
more
funny,
I like
they're
his more
just good,
serious
yeah.
his serious films.
Yeah.
Like, he's pretty decent.
Yeah. Because he's a decent actor.
Yeah.
It you just never can fully tell when you're going back and watching like Happy Gilmore.
I just don't think his comedy aged well, I guess.
No.
Like it doesn't hit the same now.
It doesn't
Yeah.
age well. Well, I know it depends. It depends
Could
on the
also be
person,
for
right? There's people.
age and stuff
Yeah.
too.
I mean, there's people that still love stuff like that, or if you go
Right.
back to like the Chris Farley stuff and stuff, it's all in that same kind of ballpark. And so, I mean, it depends, right? It depends on what kind of humor you like. I mean, I still kind of like watching Happy Gilmore or The Waterboy.
Right.
Well, Happy Gilmore is rough.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
like what's the other one? He acts like a child. He lives in a mansion. Something
Mr.
Madison.
Oh, Billy Madison's
Billy
different.
Madison. Yeah, I'm just like that was rough to watch.
But yeah, but I feel like Nicolas Cage kind of works in the same way. Like I feel like a lot of movies, like if there's like a weird spot where his movies are, they're just memey, and now he just stepped into the meme, and they're good.
Yeah.
He's just fully committed.
Yep.
Like he knows what he's about. Did you like these two better than Willy's Wonderland?
No.
Willy's Wonderland is
Wonderland's-
also up there for me as far as Nicolas Cage
That might be my
movies.
favorite movie of all time.
Oh,
It's because it's so stupid. But I don't know.
If you guys know any more Nicolas Cage movies, put them in the comments. I'll watch them. We'll watch them.
We'll watch him at
Yeah.
some point, probably anyway. We'll be like, oh, we haven't seen this one. Let's watch it. But I think there is that line of when he got that tax thing is when his movies became really good.
Wait, he got in tax troubles?
Yeah, because he wasn't paying taxes or something.
Oh,
or
fuck.
I think he paid the taxes wrong. Something weird. Like
I think that came after like National Treasure 2.
Someone
Yeah,
fucked him.
Oh,
His
yeah.
accountant fucked him with his taxes.
probably.
Oof.
But yeah, if you see any videos, tell us. We'll
Yeah.
watch them. Tell us if they're good. I don't want to watch just straight garbage.
Nicolas Cage, if you're watching, we'd love to have you.
I got $1 million.
We don't have $1 million.
I got $1,000 with your name on it.
We'll put him on an account and compound interest. And one day he'll get you $1 million. Do
God,
you have any news today?
no.
No news.
No,
Well, I guess I got
We
one,
good.
but it doesn't
It
matter.
was Godzilla.
Well, the Godzilla thing, no. It doesn't want me to click on it. It's the dialogue stuff about Attack on Titan and anything that's being spoiled, basically, is basically going through, like, hardcore government action.
Oh shit.
So, there's nothing really crazy to say about it. It's just copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But
The last chapter comes out in 6 days.
they are breaking down more on just copyright in general. So, like,
I know Kodansha was just like, we're just gonna fucking put everyone in jail that uploads our episodes illegally. I'm like, damn.
yeah, but they're also
Worldwide,
talking about that
like-
about the manga in general. Like trying to find free manga is getting harder because
sad days.
obviously you want to support the actor, but
artist.
Yeah,
there's so much of it and you can't buy everyone.
yeah.
So it's one of those weird catch-22s where, yeah, I think this is about everything. Where music, video, books, manga, to get into it just costs too much, like straight up.
Yeah.
And if they had services,
Yeah,
I'd say,
I feel like subscription services are a good way to go through it.
but there is no book
But
ones.
no.
There's no,
I-
manga
yeah,
ones.
I know that very well.
Yeah, so it's like, do I want to pay $20 for a book, or I can have a month of whatever I want to watch?
It's a struggle, I know.
Did
very
they have
well.
something like that for Shonen Jump?
They have a Shonen Jump one.
But that's
That's just
that-
Shonen Jump.
yeah,
Though.
they're
That's
not-
like 1% of the industry, if
Yeah.
that. So it's like,
come on, Japan, get with the times, bro.
yeah. So if they did that, I think there'd be less of what is happening now with the free
pirating and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like stuff. Well, now they have like Spotify and Apple Music, and so you don't see. There's probably not as much music pirating as there used to
No,
be.
because it's like I'll pay $7 to $15
If they
a
can
month.
dub an anime or even subtitles the day it comes out, they can do it with the manga chapter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like that's even easier.
yeah.
I mean
Well,
people
it's all
do that.
harder,
Fan
yeah.
translators do that all the time.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
that's
official.
illegal or whatever.
No, I know, but I mean at the same time, it's like
But I think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's a whole nother discussion
Yeah,
for
that's-
another day.
that's
That's,
another
like a
thing.
long
Yeah.
thing. But other than that, that's really all the news I had. I didn't really.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of news this week.
For April Fools, nothing came out. Literally
it was a
nothing.
weak April Fools. Weak.
Like the only
It was
thing,
a
so
weird-
there
I
was
forgot it was weird.
the only thing that I saw was the thing I showed you was the I forgot the name of the company. It's like Thunder something.
No.
That they do a puppet anime,
Uh-huh.
and they did one for like a Fate spinoff real quick, and it was pretty funny,
Uh-huh.
but it was probably 7 minutes worth, and it was like, here's the April Fool's Fate thing, and you're like, it's like cool, that's one thing, that's it. You're like, oh, no video games,
Sad.
no TV,
I
no
was
anime.
I was expecting my my annual announcement of Half-Life 3.
We didn't even get that. Or fucking Portal 3. We didn't have nothing from Valve this year.
Left 4 Dead 3.
You know, the traditional, the traditional, or like movie news one too,
Yeah.
where companies are like, look at this.
We didn't get Skyrim on my
And-
keyboard. Like, what happened?
on my phone. Skyrim mobile, everything's going mobile, right? Skyrim
Skyrim
mobile.
on my fridge, bro.
They already have that. They announced that like 2 years ago.
Damn it.
They did the Lexa one last year, I think.
Oh.
That was so
Yeah.
funny
Or that was 2 years. I can't remember.
with that key, Michael Key.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
But yes, sweet.
Everything.
That's everything that I can think of.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Come back
Mm-hmm.
next week so we can talk about more Nicolas Cage and
Hopefully
anime.
not. It's
Oh,
the start of
well,
the
now
season.
anime.
spring season's starting next week, so we'll probably talk about whatever show we watched this week.
We'll talk about the first episodes of probably every damn show that we watched.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna watch all of them.
So he'll know
I'll
everything.
try. I'll
I'll
try.
watch like 5 to 8.
That's still more than you watched last season.
I did watch a lot of old stuff last season. To be
Now
fair,
He was trying to catch up.
Yeah. I was on catch-up duty. There's nothing good last season. That was not season 2.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Everything was season 2s. I'm like, I haven't seen those, so I'll come back to you.
Alright, see you guys later.
See ya.
Check us out. Don't forget.
Oh yeah,
stickers.
Etsy, Instagram,
It's all here.
all in the
Everyone point. Just point.
below. On
There's
top.
Etsy's here, and then
Oh yeah, Etsy's
Etsy's here.
my name's
Instagram.
here. His name's
And
here.
if for some reason you miss
some
it,
guy's there.
it's in the description.
You got to
Yeah.
put it right here, right where my fingers are, right there. Right.
I'm gonna put your name like on your face.
Okay, right here.
And then we have those click borders that cover up stuff, so you won't see anything anyway.
Sweet.
Nicolas Cage, I love you.
Bye.